listen to him.
know. And then I get really annoyed with him. And then
I'm in touch with my feminine side.
Yes,
but there's
I know.
exactly what she was doing. And now her lawyer's coming up with a loophole.
Right.
And maybe,
That's all
I mean, no.
Joe, you're going a little too far here.
What? That's
I
what.
think that you're...
I would go to Lakewood. It was her, but you did say someone thought they would actually give you donations to the school.
Well,
I don't agree
speculated that.
because I think that.
All right. So since we're talking about Bravo, why don't we talk about Joe Giudice?
Okay, well, that really doesn't have to do with the show, except that me and you talk about the whole situation that they're in. He went to jail for tax fraud. She went to jail for tax fraud.
Mm-hmm. For just signing papers, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You keep saying stuff like that. Yeah, she says that. I don't know the whole story. No one does. So we weren't in the court with that.
Right.
The thing me and you were talking about recently was that he served time in jail and now he's been deported.
He wasn't a real citizen.
I know that.
No,
I know that.
I mean,
I
he
know
grew
that.
up. It's like, my family. We could easily all be. Well, some of them aren't. My grandma's
Here
not.
we
Your
go.
mom-
Now we're going to be deported.
No, your grandma could be deported if she committed a felony.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's
Your grandpa wouldn't be.
But to be honest, that's a little different because Joe Giudice grew up here. My grandma
Yeah,
didn't
I
grow
don't
up
know
here.
the story. Are you sure he was
He
born
grew
here?
up. No, he was born in Italy. That's why he's an
No.
Italian citizen. But he grew up here.
But it doesn't matter. It's still the same situation. They came here from a different country and never got their
I
citizenship.
understand, but like he said, he's like, it's just one of those things. You grow up as you don't even think about it.
But I also don't know the benefits he got from
well,
not
who
being
cares?
a citizen.
He's allowed to not be a citizen.
Well,
That's a very good point.
That's my whole point to you is.
Who cares?
Has
Well,
he
because I
never
don't-
paid taxes?
Right, that's what I
Has he
asked.
never paid
That's
into
what
Social
I'm asking.
Security?
No, you do, because my grandma is not a citizen.
But I don't
and she
know.
Yeah,
pays
but that
taxes.
doesn't have to do with Joe Giudice. Maybe your grandma did, but maybe that's what the part
That's
of
what
the
I
him
don't
going
know,
to
right?
jail was.
And I don't know
That's
what
a
the
very
whole
good point.
reason was.
No.
So that was what I was saying to her.
It wasn't about that his citizenship at all.
Well,
Because
I
they
mean,
do
it
cover
is.
a lot of it on the show.
Maybe.
A lot of it is to do with his citizenship, and that's why he's being deported. So I don't know, and I also don't know is he paying less taxes because he's not a citizen? I don't understand the tax laws, so I don't know what it is. You say it's BS. He paid. He served his time.
Yeah,
he shouldn't
he
be
served his
deported.
time.
Unfortunately, the law is if you're not a citizen and you commit a felony or you don't pay your taxes, you get
And
deported.
my argument is, let's have some common sense about this.
But the law is the law. There is no common sense in
There
the law.
should
There's
be.
just there's black and there's white in the law.
They've clearly said, though, that Teresa has said that there's clearly been circumstances over the years where he has been able to get his citizenship, and he was like, I'm not
But so
doing
There
it.
must be
He
a
doesn't
reason
have
why he
to.
doesn't.
But he doesn't have
Okay,
to get
well,
a
he's not
citizenship.
paid the price for
You
it.
can live in this country without being a citizen.
Fine, I'm fine with that, but he's paid the price because the law is the law. That's like saying, arguing that I was speeding, but like
I just don't agree with it, and that's the thing, because he's got children here and he has a family, and
I'm
there should
not
be
sure
some
I
common
agree
sense.
with it either, but I also feel like there is a reason. There's an underlying reason why he decided never to get his citizenship.
How about...
That's his right.
It is his
But
right.
how about...
It's our right to deport him, though.
If he's
I
been
just don't
doing
agree
this
with it.
construction business
Right.
in New Jersey,
Right, that's-
and because he's not a U.S. citizen, maybe he's never paid taxes.
Right, and I don't know where he's hiding
or
stuff.
into
Right,
the Social
I
Security
can't believe
system.
the liberal
That's kinda
Nancy is
bullshit.
agreeing with me on this.
Wait
actually.
a second.
I am
Wait
surprised.
a second. I just want to say that this is all speculation.
Yes, I don't
that.
know the laws.
And
I don't know
I
that.
don't mean that he didn't, because he's not a citizen, didn't pay. Because like I said, I know my grandma gets Social Security. Like, she did pay taxes. Like, just because you're not a citizen doesn't mean you don't pay taxes.
Yeah,
Like,
I also don't know what your grandma's ever done.
I do, because I talked to
Well,
them
no,
about
I mean,
it.
you've seen her pay her taxes. You've seen her fill it out.
We talk about it.
Okay, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
I've
just
talked
saying.
to my grandpa about it, because he said...
I'm not being a dick. I'm just
Oh
telling
my
you.
God.
I don't know.
He says to
Let's
me
not
all the time...
incriminate your grandma because I love her.
But he says all the time, like, I pay taxes here. I want to vote. I want to be a part of the system. So he became a citizen. She didn't want to, and that's her right.
Right.
So
So my
they pay
point
money
is-
every year for her to stay here.
My
with
point
him.
is, I've never seen or heard your grandpa, I know you say he has,
Yeah.
said, when I fill out my tax forms or my lawyer fills out my tax forms, my accountant, he adds Pat Perks in there and he does, so I should edit that out.
And they're from England, by the way.
And granted, she worked at whatever that furniture store was for a while.
She worked all the time here. Here.
So I just don't know. I don't know the laws. I don't know what people are actually doing behind closed doors.
I know we can talk all day about the laws. I just think at some point we need to have some common sense. And the common sense is that this guy had a family here, and him and his wife paid their time, did their time. They had 4 years away from their kids.
The problem is when there's a law on the books, they don't say, well,
sure they
this
do.
is
they
the
have
law,
an option. They have a choice.
But he's got kids.
They didn't have to deport him. They did not have to.
I think they were using him as an example.
Right, me too.
She says that too.
Yes,
and
100%. Because, the whole thing is televised. Like, they were there Andy Cohen was there at the court. They were there watching these kids
when he was
have
in
no
that little
father,
holding cell at
crying.
Yeah.
Like, they're using this as an example to be like, you better get your
maybe they are.
card.
But I'll tell you, Trump is laying down the law, unfortunately.
Why are we bringing in Trump?
Yeah, I don't want to bring Trump.
Well, because he is the president right now. I'm just saying that's what's going on.
We don't want to talk about that.
But that's what's going on right now. So in this situation happened under his presidency.
That
so
makes sense.
Maybe that. Maybe
Do you
they are
think Trump's
using.
coming down on Joe Giudice?
No, I'm saying ICE right now is coming down on everyone.
Go back
hard.
to where you came from.
So that is unfortunately he got
say.
caught up in this.
All right.
Maybe under Obama, they might have been like, well, you got 4 kids here and blah blah blah. Well, you paid your dues.
Oh, you mean like common sense?
We'll move on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that all works.
If Joe Giudice came over here as an infant,
Well, he did, right?
it seems a little strict to me to be like.
So did a lot of people that are being
However,
deported.
I don't like the implications that you're saying about maybe he didn't pay taxes.
Right, I don't know. Right, exactly.
That's a very
Yeah,
interesting
but you just
point.
brought that out. Like, you don't know that.
I don't, and I've admitted that. But I'm saying, and I told you that the other day. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. There's got to be a reason he didn't. Like you said, she's always said it's always come up. I should be a citizen. I should do this. I should do that.
She never
but he
said
doesn't.
I've never heard her say that.
Oh, I thought you just said that.
Giudice has
No.
said
Or maybe
that
she
for
just said
sure.
that.
Oh, I've never heard her
When
say
they
that.
talked, when he was behind closed doors or whatever, she's like, I told you for years to get your citizenship. Maybe she did it in a private thing, like
Yeah, I
the
didn't hear her
private
say
interview.
that.
Oh,
She definitely did, and that really stuck with me. I was like, what a dick.
Yeah, but that's his
It's his right, for sure,
to
but-
not become a citizen.
But now you get deported.
But that is that's
but you don't know that.
those are the
when you're,
repercussions
like, not
of your
becoming
right. Your right is to not do.
That I just can't. I'm sorry, but
Are we shushing?
I just got shushed on the show.
I just can't get a word in because you're so loud. Your voice is so loud.
But you're saying things like, that's his right. Okay, it's his right, but that's the law. When you get caught breaking the law, they are gonna.
Okay.
So,
well, why? So bring this up just to argue. We've already argued about it.
Yeah, I brought it up to argue about it, right?
Okay.
That's why I brought it. I asked
So
you to
what
bring
do
it
you
up.
think should happen?
I don't know because I don't know
He's in Italy. That mother trucker's in Italy.
Yeah.
right?
And now getting divorced.
And they're getting divorced.
Why wouldn't they? They're going to live in
Right.
separate countries to be
Well,
married.
it wasn't even that. It's just the distance apart. I mean, like, he tried to, like, hug her and kiss her, and she was like, listen, we haven't even been together for 4 years.
And he's a cheater. Like,
Yeah, but
come
people
on.
cheat and
Supposedly
still stay
she
in a
is,
marriage.
too.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean, I think it's more about just the trauma that all of this has for on their kids.
And she
their life
feels
and
like, hey, you gave me these documents to sign. I was busy. I wasn't paying attention. I went to jail for 2 years.
Yeah, I
Or
can
18
I
months
can
or whatever.
understand
And
that,
she
but I
also-
also understand you're an adult and
Oh, but come on, it's a tax fee. You're just going to be like, okay, and you sign it.
Yeah,
you don't know.
yeah, I know.
And,
But on the other hand, were they flaunting their money? I remember when she was like in the first couple seasons of the Housewives show, she was like paying for all this stuff in cash. Like, oh, here's $10,000 for this couch.
Right. Well, there was
Not the
also an
smartest
issue with like the
move.
pizza shop and stuff like that. I know there was more to just they were like smudging a little number
but
here
I know,
and
but
there,
that's all
like,
hypothetical. We can't say what they
Right.
were doing with their
Right.
taxes. Like,
Okay.
But if you're gonna do dumb shit with your taxes and dumb stuff with everything else, like, don't film it.
well,
Like, that
right.
was arrogant.
Actually,
and
I don't even care if you film it. Get your citizenship, so you might go to jail, but at least you get to stay
You don't
here.
think about
Yeah,
that.
there was some weird tax
But
stuff
not
going
like
on.
she
there.
said.
Do you know how many? I'm sorry, but especially wealthy people, they all mess with their taxes.
Yeah, but
Every
they all
single
know,
one of
like
them.
I explained to you, they all know the loopholes and their accountants know the loopholes.
Well,
So
this guy got found out. That's all.
Well, they obviously didn't know the loopholes.
And I think they were a little dumb about it.
Right.
A little
Yeah, you go on
brazen,
TV and
a little
right.
dumb. Yeah, a little
I don't know.
throwing it out there.
I just think everyone
Just like the
lies on their
Chrisleys. Well, I know their daughter supposedly brought that out about them. I don't know if you know who they are from the
Who?
E channel, the Chrisleys.
The Chrisleys.
Oh, yeah. How'd you say it?
He says it weird.
I thought it was Chrisley.
No, it's not Chrisley. That's not a name. It's
that's
the
that's
Chrisleys.
a karate star.
Yeah,
Chris-
it's the
not
Chrisleys.
Chrisley.
It's not Chrisley.
Yeah, that was Chrisleys. The Chrisleys.
The Chrisleys.
Grizzly.
It's not the Grizzlies.
No, you-
It's not a G.
Grizzly.
It's not
Alright,
Chris
whatever.
Lee.
Jeez.
It's not a karate
I
guy.
thought when they said it, it's Chris Lee. I thought that was
No,
how they
it's
pronounced it.
Chris Lee.
C-R-I-S.
He's got his black belt. That guy looks gay as hell. Okay, he's
I
got
know.
no belt.
She's got to be a beard.
I thank
It's just
you.
crazy because like I don't get it either. But they have all those kids. I don't know. Whatever. All right, that's beside.
I know. Can we talk about the Chrisleys for a minute?
It's the Chrisleys.
They're very entertaining.
Yeah, they are.
I do like watching them.
I thought he was gay from the moment I
Me
saw
too.
him.
I thought that was like his sister or something.
I did too. Right, Aim?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
Is there that feminine of men out there that are like?
I think men should be able to be that way.
They should be, but like usually there's
He's
something more to it. Yeah,
very
he-
feminine.
right.
Like
I mean, I don't think.
it's not like I'm in touch with a feminine side. That's like I'm gay.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't think he's gay?
I think
He's got like the skinny
whether he is or
jeans.
not, like
got
I
skinny
just
jeans.
don't feel comfortable like
Wow.
Really, they're not
yeah,
fat
I don't
jeans,
think you're
but-
a but I just don't like you know, putting it out there if someone is or not because it's such a private thing, you know. But like, and I think also that you should be able to be feminine as a man and what we think is feminine and masculine as a
Right.
woman and not have anyone assume that you're
Right,
homosexual.
maybe he is just like that. Like I have a friend, I'm not going to name his name, that could be pretty feminine like that. Supposedly he's not gay.
Well, I think you're very feminine.
And I am.
Do you
I'm,
really?
I'm in touch with my feminine side. I am.
Yes
But
and
there's
no.
a
But
good
I
thing.
don't like.
Yeah.
But like, I agree with you, and I hate to be stereotypical, but it does come across like he is. When I first watched it, I thought he was. It took me a few episodes to realize he's married and got a bunch of kids.
Yeah,
and,
but also there are men that are quite masculine that are gay.
yeah.
So
That's true.
I just think
Right.
you
I get
know,
what you're
it's
saying, and I agree with you. You should be able to act like that or be like that.
Yeah.
Not act.
Well, and he's also like Southern, so I didn't really get that whole Southern thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's a that
You know
now
what I
that
mean?
is a whole. I feel like very separated from that culture.
Well,
Yes.
but that to me also is maybe like because Southern and gay really don't go together. So that's why I'm wondering if maybe he just tries to hide it because,
He's not
Of where
hiding
he-
anything.
yeah, I don't know. I feel
I
uncomfortable
don't
talking
like,
about
yeah, I don't
it.
like that speculation about like someone's sexuality. I think that
Because in the South, it's really not like things that we accept up here are still really not accepted down there.
Totally.
Like that.
But let's.
So-
We're not outing him on
No,
our show.
not at all.
Like
not
if
on
he
our
wants to be
popular
gay,
show. We are not going to tell the
If he
millions
wants
of
to be
viewers.
gay,
But if he
that-
wants to be gay, we're all
Oh,
for
I'm all
that.
for it. Not that there's anything
I
wrong with it,
love
right.
gay people.
Right.
Like if he wants to be gay, have at it. But he seems gay to me.
I enjoy him.
I just don't. Here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that if there's a possibility, he might feel like he has to cover that up. Like if
Right.
you're gay, come out.
But I also, but then
Let's
I've watched it
do
so much.
it.
But I've watched it so much now. I'm like, don't you think he realizes that? Like, if he was gay, he'd have come out by now, or he would have been found out by now. Don't you think?
Oh God, the face tucking, the little skinny jeans. I just feel like he's.
But
gay.
it's okay. Like Ames said, like I do feel like it's okay. Maybe that's just the new.
he is in or was in
way.
fashion, like in not
Right, he
but
is,
you
like,
know, like
designer or
department
something,
stores
isn't he?
or something. No, he was like involved in a department store.
But maybe I mean, why isn't it okay for a guy? Why is it okay for girls to do that and act like that, and a guy to not do that, but yet not be gay? Do you know what I mean?
Because I feel like you have testosterone, and how would you feel?
Maybe
about
he's just
that?
low on it.
He's got low testosterone.
I have very low testosterone anymore. I mean, like, I'm
Okay,
just saying, like,
so-
I cry at the drop of a hat.
Oh
It has
my
nothing
god.
to do with testosterone.
It
That's a
doesn't?
human thing. No.
And before we had kids and before I got older, I didn't cry about
That's because
anything.
you're programmed to not cry because men shouldn't
I
cry.
wasn't crying, being like, no, because if I felt like crying, I'd be like, no.
And you got that redhead thing. You're always like, I'm more
the
sensitive because you're a
littlest thing
redhead.
can make me like
That's the-
very,
Doesn't you? Aren't you? Because you're a redhead,
That's
you
the
feel
story
like
they go
you're
yeah.
more sensitive to.
Of course.
That's the story. We're sticking to it, right?
Wait, that's not fair because like when I was younger, I didn't like fight back cheers. Like,
No.
nope.
But it's
You know,
just
like-
it's an
No, but
overriding.
now it's like I can watch
cultural-
like
Oh my god.
the little people and I start bawling because like
I love that show.
maybe not the little people.
The little people.
Such a
So. So one time my girlfriends and I went to Nashville for a girls' weekend, and there was a little people convention.
Oh well, they go there. These people, they go to that. They've shown that.
But they all had like little boots on, and like it was.
We're gonna
We're
get
not
the
editing.
show. We're gonna get the show kicked off
I
the air.
know. We have really
We're
we
gonna
have,
scrap it.
we have really attacked every.
Little toddler boots.
It's not nice.
They were like.
All right.
We have to.
All right. So what do you guys? We're done with the Georgia.